What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's your boy Mr. Alpha Wolf back with another video. Quick shout out to Ashes Gaming 841 for this video idea. In today's video, I'm going to summarize Cyberpunk 2077 and whether it's worth buying or not. So let's get straight into it. So let's start off with a few reasons why I personally enjoy the game. I'm going to start off by saying the endings for me personally is one of the best features. However, I'm not going to talk much about that in today's video. I want to cover this in a separate video and in more detail. For me, the freedom in this game is unlike most. Granted, it is an open world game, so you would expect freedom. However, I find that most open world games still are quite limited or linear with options. In this game, you literally have the freedom to do almost anything. You want stealth? You got it. You want guns blazing? You got it. Hell, you want to be diplomatic and a pacifist? You also got that too. From dialogue to weapons, cyberware, combat, general approach to missions is all down to the player, not predetermined by the storyline. Personally, I enjoy the freedom, and that probably is why no matter how many times I try to delete this game, it always calls out to me again. The next thing I really like, and some would argue really saved the game, was the DLC that dropped in the 2.0 update in September 2023 and went on to win the New York Game Awards for Best DLC in 2024. I fully agree with this. The DLC is so immersive and really adds to the story. Most DLCs genuinely feel like an add-on, but the DLC feels like part of the main story. Even though the main story itself is complete without the DLC, for me, I just think it really adds to the story and even offers an alternative ending for V upon completing either the DLC or the main game. Some might say it was a better ending for V as a character. Others would argue it was a bad decision to take due to the results. Either way, that's perspective and just adds to the main story rather than feeling like something that has just been added like most games. For me, the Phantom Liberty DLC is probably one of the best DLCs that I've ever played in my gaming career. Going back to the freedom the game offers you would be looking at the weapons, which are a great way of expressing this. You can choose between over 150 different weapons in the game. You can go for a hack and slash style play or a shoot 'em up. The choice is really yours. The game offers some really cool uniques that are very interesting at the least. You can have many uniques that are quite powerful and some that are just funny. Due to the shape of this weapon, I'm going to blur it out, but the name itself should give you a general idea. I think the choice of weapons really adds to your decision as a player for your play style, which is pretty cool. And honestly, some very cool weapons I have ever got to see and experience combat with. Another side note to add for the weapons would be the fact that the animations that you get from pulling out a newly equipped weapon or reloading is pretty cool as well. Like when you pull out a katana, she'll run her hands along the actual blade itself. And for me, the animations are just absolutely amazing. So that's another addition to the weapons and freedom. The general atmosphere and cinematics in the game are stunning as well. I love the contrast between looking down in Night City and seeing nothing but trash-filled streets to looking up and seeing stunning holographics and towers that illuminate during the night. I personally find that Night City is aesthetically astonishing and always draws me back to the attention of the game. My point before I go into comparing it to the older version is this. This one might be a little controversial and some people might agree, some will definitely disagree. But unlike the original game, where glitches and inconsistencies will make the game unplayable, personally I find them to be funny now. I won't be the first to deny that yes, the game does still have some glitches. However, these happen less frequent. And when they do happen, I find them funny rather than annoying. I personally haven't come across any game-breaking glitches as of yet, just the very rare NPC walking through solid objects and stuff. which personally makes for some pretty funny clips. So for me, the glitches are funny to watch since they are not game breaking and happen less frequent compared to the original release of the game. Let's get into the reviews for the game upon original release compared to now. The game upon release was divided into console users versus PC users since they experienced the issues completely differently. PC users praised it more due to the graphics not being as bad for them compared to console users, but they did still report more brain-dead AI and cops appearing out of nowhere, whereas the console users reported potato quality textures and frame rates dropping below 15 FPS. There was reported constant T-posing and disappearing UI elements as well. However, since the updates following 2.0 all the way to the current update 2.31, the reviews have changed to a widely considered must-play masterpiece. The 2.0 and 2.1 updates made the game more immersive, and the general verdict is now a 9 out of 10 rated game. The game is also considered the best redemption story known in gaming history for the turnaround that it had upon release. I am going to mention some of the awards the game received over the last few years as well, as I do believe it deserves recognition. So in 2023, it received the Best Ongoing Game Award. In 2024, it received, as already mentioned, the Best DLC Expansion from New York Games Awards. It also received the Best Evolving Game Award in 2024 from the BAFTA Games Award. So it really did have a good turnaround. Although the game has never won the official Game of the Year title, it definitely did well compared to the original release. Finally, I will compare cost to return on investment, such as gameplay and replayability. So let's discuss the price first. So at full price, including the DLC, the game is $69.99 GBP, or Great British Pounds, or $79.99 US dollars. I personally think it's worth it. Well, let me answer it like this. Cyberpunk is currently on Game Pass and isn't looking to be removed for a long time. Yet I still bought the full game and DLC because I loved it so much. So yes, I think it's worth it. Let's talk about the return on investment. I have currently put in roughly over 250 hours over 2 playthroughs. For a 100% completionist playthrough, the rough amount of time to complete the main story, all gigs, side missions, NCPD scanners and all collectibles takes around 130 hours. Also, after doing research to fully experience the game using all life paths, dialogue options and genders per life path, it would take around 6 to 8 playthroughs. But the question is it replayable? Well, I would say yes. Even if you don't 100% it, you automatically lock yourself out of some iconic weapons and dialogue options if you do or don't do certain things. For example, to get that weapon I showed you earlier, which is interesting, you must lock yourself out of a really powerful iconic weapon from another character. So ultimately, yes, the replayability is definitely there. And for you to experience all the iconic weapons and stuff, some of which are really cool, I would say yes, you would have to replay it, meaning you are getting a return on investment. All being done and said, the ultimate question put to me was this: is the game worth buying since the reviews at the beginning were really bad and I can't get them out of my head? Well, I will answer you like this. Personally, I would say I don't regret my decision to buy the game and would do it again. So, should you buy the game? That is a question I will leave up to you based off the information I've provided in this video. But if you want to know my honest opinion, I would recommend it. I hope this video seemed useful and would be interested to hear any other video ideas you might all have. As always, if you're new here and you like my content, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep up to date with when I drop content. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for clicking on the video. It's been your boy, Mr. Alpha Wolf. Thank you very much. Goodbye.